G'day viewers, my name's Graham Stevenson and I'd like to invite you to come on a journey of creativity and learning and adventure through the series Colour in Your Life. There's an artist in every family throughout the world, and lots of times there's an artist deep down inside all of us as well. So grab your kids, your brothers, your sisters, your aunties, uncles and mums and dads and come and see how some of the best artists do what they do.
Well, good day folks. We have a really exciting show for you today. We're actually at Half Moon Bay in California at La Nebbia Winery and also at Half Moon Bay Art Glass. And I'm with Mr. Douglas Brown. Douglas.
Hey, pleasure to meet you.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
This man is one of the premier glass artists in the United States and we're really, really lucky to have actually walked into his studio today. That sound you can hear in the background, that's all the mechanisms that are going into melting the glass in the furnace, so it's going to be really exciting. I mean, you started really wanting to get into glass at a young age, 23.
That's correct. I had been traveling in Europe for 6 months and I came across some amazing etched glass panels in France. And so I told myself that I would go ahead and learn how to do that when I returned. And as a result, I started a career in stained and etched glass that has lasted off and on now for over 30 years.
That's fantastic. And I mean, the stuff that Doug produces is quite amazing. He does a lot of corporate groups and he teaches. He's probably one of the premier teachers for glass in the country as well. But he literally has hundreds of students that come in from all over the world to be part of what he does. Now today, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be making one of these glass pumpkins, and also we're going to be producing one of your jellyfish lampshades as well.
That is correct.
And these are fascinating, and this is what people can actually do when they come along. If you've got a bucket list in life, this is one of the ones you should tick off because this is going to be quite an amazing day. I've never been involved in glass art myself, but just to watch all the mechanisms that are going on around us is going to really, really make an exciting show. So what we're going to do is get some safety goggles on for a start. Safety is the number one thing with what you do.
Absolutely.
You can't go up onto that deck up there without glasses and protective gear on. We're going to suit up for that and we're going to go and get some glass out of that furnace. So let's go for a great day, guys. All right, now Doug's actually going to take, what is that called there?
This is our pipe warmer.
Pipe warmer.
And we bring out a blowpipe like this. You can always tell the pipe from the taper on the end, and you want to double check to make sure you can blow through it.
Cool. I'm going to step out of shot, but this is literally what Doug teaches people from all over the world how to do this. And I'm going to have a go after this, but I'm out of shot, you're in.
Thank you. So here we are, we're about ready to gather the hot glass out of the furnace. I'll open up the door here. I'll slide the pipe in, looking for the level of the molten glass as I dip in. I'll turn, let the gather round itself out, and I'll bring this out and allow the weight of the glass to fall to center. You can see if I drop how easily the glass moves. There's a lot of viscosity when it's this hot, so we're allowing the glass to cool in between coats. Each coat is a gather, and in a piece we might have 2, 3, or maybe even 4 gathers of hot glass. So I'll go back in for a second coat, tip in, roll across the surface, and gather that hot glass on the end of the pipe here. I have some color that I've brought out here. This is a nice white that we're going to apply to the top of the pumpkin. I'm rolling through the color, and I'll set this back down and into the fire, this time just to use the heat from up on top of here to melt into the glass and to allow that molten glass to cover the surface of the glass. It will look white even though most of it is actually clear. Our color is applied to the outside surfaces. So I've applied a second coat here, and we'll go back inside to warm that glass up and to melt that color on the surface. I've chosen a nice brown glass here that I'm going to turn and apply these large chunks of color to. We're using glass that is specific to our base glass, meaning that the coefficient of expansion is the same as our base glass. All of our glass is commonly referred to as studio glass, which has a coefficient of 96. So these large chunks of glass that I rolled into are now stuck to the exterior of the ball of glass and are slowly melting in. As a glass blower, most people don't realize that we spend far more time actually rolling the glass pipe to keep things on center. As you can see, there's a lot of viscosity, a lot of movement, that if we just allowed the glass to fall, could get quite out of hand very quickly. So I bring it out. As you can see from the color, or lack of it, the glass is quite hot. I'll reach back and grab my block of wood, shape the glass up into a nice Q-tip shape as we roll. So from here, I'm going to actually blow a bubble into the glass. I find it's easier for me to stand up and to go ahead and blow into the end of the pipe here, create some back pressure, and keep it sealed up, and the air is driven into the pipe. And at the path of least resistance, the glass expands out and flows outward. There's still some viscosity here. So I'm getting ready to go ahead and marver. Marver is the process of using steel or a flat surface to shape that up from a bubble into a nice cone shape, a conical shape. I roll back and forth with the intention of making sure that it will be small enough to fit down inside the optic mold that we're going to dip into. I'm going to step in and blow into it. We'll drop it down. And it's important for us to cut the tip off. And from here, I'll go ahead and blow hard. We use the jacks to pull the hot glass away from the end of the pipe. The only glass we can use is the glass in front of the steel. As we do this, we stretch, pull, and I'll blow. So we have a nice shape that I'm going to go ahead and accent by keeping it like this. The weight of the glass is pushing itself back to create a nice flat area for the pumpkin to sit on. Alrighty, so I'm going to go ahead and give this a quick flash into the fire, add a little bit of heat to it, not a lot, just a little, and basically hang this up for a moment while I go off and get a stem.
So that'll stay there like that now? It won't fall down, or?
Yeah, it'll stay on its own. I'm looking at it and I'm paying attention to it because sometimes there can be some heat in there that creates a problem where it wants to roll to one side or the other.
Yeah.
And I'll open up the door a little wider. And I'll go ahead and flash my piece here. You want to bring the body temperature up slowly so that it doesn't thermally shock, crack, and break. Here we go, dipping in the mold, turning, setting it down. I'll go ahead and put the diamond shears right here, attach it to the end, pull back.
Wow, look at that. That's amazing.
And we'll pull it out. Yeah. So we'll use the tips of the jacks to cool that area out in the back as we get ready to go ahead and separate the glass from the steel. Little drop of water right here. Turn. I'll walk over here. Tap it off, and I'll start to torch the bottom. What we're doing is we're ensuring that we have a nice, flat, smooth bottom. I'm going to come back in and use my maker's mark to create the star, which is our current trademark. I'm just going to put this inside the kiln now so that it can cool slowly overnight.
Okay folks, as you can see, I'm gloved up, so I'm going in on the operation. So what do we do from here?
Well, we're going to make a jellyfish, so the first thing we're going to do is pull our colors together for that.
Okay.
We're going to start with the top coat, the final coat, by picking some of these large crystals of glass that we have here.
Yep.
This is a reddish amethystine,
Yep.
which is a nice purple and a slightly different violet blue. And then this is an emerald green. It's really nice. We'll put a little bit of that in there too.
Good.
Now all of these colors are transparent colors, but what really makes this sort of thing pop is when we add some white to it. So we've got a sack of enamel white here.
Yep.
This is a very stiff glass. There's a lot of different viscosities in glass when you're working in temperature, but this creates a nice background for us.
Yeah.
You want to grab the top of that for me? There we go. Beautiful.
Yep.
And so this is our base color. So we're going to go in, we'll gather once, roll in here several times to create this nice, solid, opaque white.
Yep.
And to that, we will add, on the second coat, we'll add our multiple colors from there.
Okay, cool.
All right, let's grab your bowl, bring it on over.
Let's go.
Let's go ahead and grab a pipe. Why don't you come a little closer here, watch what happens as I slide the pipe in. We're going to dip across the surface of the molten glass. You see the shadow get cast onto the lake of glass.
Yep.
Come around to my left side for me. Hold this now, grab the pipe, reach with your left hand forward, roll in your fingers. Let's go in for another quick dip. See if we can do this together. Come on in, roll. Set it down on the yoke. We'll bring it out. Nice. We're going to roll into our white. We'll change directions. Use your fingers. Little tiny changes in your fingertips to round everything out.
Yep.
Hold it up here like this and let the weight of the glass fall back a little bit.
Yep.
And we'll go back into the fire.
Yep.
Smooth and even as you roll. Change directions up from time to time. So back in again.
Amazing.
Alrighty, so we're going to go ahead and pull this forward.
Yep.
Set it down at a bit of an angle.
Yeah.
Pull back just a little bit.
Yeah.
Roll the other way, pull back. What we're doing is we're allowing the hot glass to be pulled off the moil, off the steel.
Yep.
Holding it up in the air like this shrinks and allows us to come back into a relatively spherical shape. Beautiful. I think the glass is nice and hot. We're going to come out, big turn. I'm going to sit down with it, and I need you to blow hard. Lips only, no hands. Blow. Keep the pressure on, one solid, constant breath. You'll need about 10 seconds or so. Easy, beautiful. Come stand up over here and take a look at what we've done. The air has gone into the little bubble right here.
Yeah.
I'm going to use the block of wood to shape this up smooth and even. And as we do, we want to, you can see how there's
Yes.
heat in the glass.
Yes.
We want to keep this on center as we roll back and forth. So I'm going to have you sit down,
Okay.
slide down, grab your tweezers, roll back and forth. You don't need to do anything with those. Just roll back and
Just roll
forth.
back and forth.
And keep it on center when you roll so that the glass falls to center. What we're doing is we're allowing the glass to cool in between coats so that when we go back inside the furnace and gather again on top of that, our bubble doesn't collapse with the heat and weight of the new glass that we put on.
Okay. This is an amazing experience, guys. I mean, just to watch the glass and then obviously have somebody that's as good as Doug is teaching me what to do. It's a fantastic experience. Where do we go from here? What do we do
Well,
next?
what we're going to do is we'll have you put your tool down and we're going to go put another coat of glass on.
Okay.
So slide all the way down.
All the way
Left hand over here, no right hand.
No right hand.
Stand up, walk all the way around, shift your weight around, grab it with your right, reach under here,
Yep.
and set it down on the yoke in front of the furnace here.
Okay.
There we go. Let me go ahead and take this over. All right, here we go. Hold on with me, two hands.
Yep.
We're going to go in, We're going to slide in, roll across the surface. You see how we've rolled all that hot glass on the outside?
Yep.
We're going to turn around, come out. Now we're going to shift the weight around and we want to apply our multiple colors first from the back. Hold that up a little bit, let some of it fall back. There we go, back in the fire. Nice and level. Roll in your fingers, keep your distance. So it's time for us to go ahead and bring it out. I'll need you to give me a little puff.
Yep.
Wait, I'm gonna block it first to shape it up so that we inflate this nice and uniform. Okay, I'll need a very soft, gentle puff, not like before. Gentle, even exhale. Up, good. And we're gonna go back inside the fire. Come on over, take this over for me, keep rolling in the fire. First thing we wanna do is check it for heat, so we'll bring it out. We'll roll from the left to the right across the surface. Other direction, tip up. What we're doing is we're shaping this up into that cone shape.
Yep.
It's so common that we do with our optic mold. So over, set it down, slide it in. You're doing a great job of keeping everything on center. Not always an easy task. So let me take this over, and Graham, would you go ahead and stand up on the step facing the optic mold? I'll bring this over to you. We're gonna drop this inside the mold. I'll tell you when to blow and when to stop. When you stop, make sure you pull your head back. Okay, blow hard. Stop, head back. Get ready to blow again from the end of the pipe down here. Wait. Okay, blow hard. Stop, stay right there. I've got to cut off this little bit here. Give me a little puff. Puff, 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 stop, stay right there. All righty. Come on over for me. Have a seat. Roll with your left. Grab your big jacks here. Roll with your left. Smooth and even. Back and forth to keep it on center when you roll. I'll start the punty. The punty is what we use to change directions. Would you squeeze for me inside that little groove right there?
Yep.
The little jack line. Roll back and forth. What you're doing there is you're cooling the glass out so that when I go to apply the hot molten glass, everything will stick to it nicely. Alrighty, I'm going to take this from you real quick.
Fantastic. What a great experience, guys.
There we go. Squeeze again. I'm going to come around to the front here. Okay, roll again. Alrighty, so let's pick it up here. I need you to squeeze hard. Squeeze hard. Stop rolling now. I'll take this from you.
Wow.
So we've separated the glass from the steel. We're going to go back inside here and warm up the face of this very gently. And just help me roll here. Just keep it moving smooth and even. So now all we're going to do is we're going to worry about the face because we need to open that up. Slip around to the other side for me. So we'll open this up just a bit. And to that, we'll start to apply air with the soffiata. Now, I don't know who came up with that term, but it sounds pretty Italian to me.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Here we use the carciofis, and these help to create a nice, smooth opening for the jelly. This gives us about enough of an opening to go ahead and put the tentacles in.
Okay.
Come on over here and take this over for me. Come on in, keep rolling. I'm going to have you sit down this time and grab that torch that I put out for you right here.
Yep.
Squeeze the red handle. Hit that white, the clear glass right here as we roll back and forth. Need about 6 seconds like that. Alrighty, so grab the big jacks.
Yep.
Pinch and squeeze in that little groove up against there. Can you roll with your left first? Okay, stop. Let me put a little drop of water right here. This helps to chill the glass out. So come on over here. We're going to slide this in and set it down on the bottom of the kiln. I'll tap it off. Turn. There we go. I got this. So that was our body.
Good job.
Would you like to know how to do some tentacles?
Yes, that'd be fantastic. Absolutely. Tentacles coming up. Doug, thank you so much.
You bet.
That was absolutely amazing. This is a very, very talented man and probably one of the premier art glass teachers in the United States, without a doubt. As you can see behind me, you've got this fantastic jellyfish that we've pretty well much made today, not particularly this one here, but some really, really wonderful things that you can make with Doug. Pumpkins, a lot of different things. It's really amazing. And these pumpkins are really, really popular. I mean, a lot of people come in just to buy these, but you've also got a festival, isn't it?
Yeah, well, we've got a big glass pumpkin patch that we do in the second weekend of October, where we'll lay out thousands of pumpkins out on the winery grounds. It's quite a sight. All of those are for sale.
Once again, as we were discussing before, part of the great things that Doug does do is the teaching. And he is without a doubt one of the premier art glass teachers in this country. Now, Doug also does corporate team building as well, apart from the classes that he has down here at Half Moon Bay. If you want to get in touch with him on doing that, the website for that is?
HMB, which stands for Half Moon Bay, artglass.com. And we also have another one, glassblowingclasses.com.
Okay, glassblowingclasses.com. So if you want to come along and book in and have a bucket list experience, which is exactly what this was, it was fantastic. You also do some pretty amazing corporate pieces as well.
That's correct.
You know, I mean, major foyers, I mean, walls, and just tremendous stuff. So this was a fantastic day. I had a really, really great time. It was a wonderful experience. You are an absolute gentleman.
Thank you.
It was a lot of fun. Now, once again, always, if you want to see more of this, and hopefully we'll have some of this in our website as well that you can see, come along to colorinyourlife.com.au. and then come into our Facebook page and also to our YouTube page and subscribe with what we're doing so you can see all of the amazing people, particularly this guy here. We had a great day. It's a really good experience, guys. You really should come along and do this. It was wonderful. But until we meet again, remember always, make sure you put some coloured glass in your life, and we'll see you next time. Bye now, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.